Hey everyone, whether we like it or not, a new school year is upon us in just a few short weeks. It's crazy to think how I know my daughter, we go back to school 1 month from today. It seems like our summer has just flown by. And whether you just got done teaching a couple of weeks ago, or maybe you have been out since the middle of May, for a lot of you, it's already time to start thinking about new routines and procedures and new things that we want to try and implement into our classroom for the upcoming school year. And one of the things that you might be considering is guided math. If you've been following me for a while, if you've been around for a while, you know that guided math is my jam. I have a huge passion for not only helping teachers learn and implement how to use guided math in their classrooms successfully, but I love also providing you with the tools and the resources to help your students fall in love with math all over again. And so I am excited because Managing Math Stations is open for enrollment. If you don't know what Managing Math Stations is, it is an online professional development course that I created a couple of years ago where I walk you through the steps for implementing guided math into your classroom. We talk about everything from classroom organization and what your setup should look like, to how to implement the perfect mini lesson in 20 minutes or less. We talk about how to use data to identify our teaching points and how to form our small groups and to differentiate. And we talk about math centers and accountability and so much more. There are lots of teeny tiny little things that go into the guided math format and the guided math framework, besides just figuring out what your classroom schedule might be or having a rotation board and rotating through centers. There is so much more to it, and Managing Math Stations is kind of like your fast track to getting everything implemented and to get everything started and get it up off the ground so that you can start to help bridge those gaps that we know that our students are having coming off of a national pandemic. What I want to do today is I want to talk a little bit about what you can expect from Managing Math Stations, and then I'm going to give you guys an inside sneak peek of what the program looks like. I am going to share my screen. There are several parts of the guided math framework. If you're not familiar with what the guided math framework is, it is not a curriculum. Guided math is a framework for how you implement and how you teach your curriculum. And so it includes a 5-part process, including a warm-up, your whole group mini lesson with independent practice, followed by math stations and your teacher table and teacher reflections. I lost track of my accounting there. It is a framework that follows a gradual release method from teacher-led instruction to student-led instruction. There's lots of different components that go along with actually implementing this framework into your classroom. There is so much more to it than, like I said, just creating your schedule. The first step is really to understand what guided math is and what it is not, because there are a lot of misconceptions out there. And then once you really understand what that framework is and how to implement it into your classroom, the next step we want to take is how to fit it into your schedule. It doesn't matter if you have 45 minutes or if you have 90 minutes, guided math can be done. And one of the things I do inside of Managing Math Stations is I help you map out your math block to create the perfect schedule for your classroom. I show you lots of different example ideas to help you get started with that process. Then once you have your schedule kind of figured out, Then the time comes to figure out, okay, what materials do you need to get started? What should your classroom setup look like? What kind of rotation system should you use? And so much more. Those are just some of the beginning steps to when it comes to implementing guided math. But it goes beyond just that. You also need to have a solid foundation of classroom management, and you need to be able to implement proper routines and procedures. This was a big mistake that I made in the beginning of my guided math journey because I really felt like I could just go in and do it, and I didn't realize that there is so much that our students need to be taught. They really need to understand how to work with a team and what that looks like. And they also need to be shown what that doesn't look like. They need to know how to properly take care of their math center materials. And that could be things such as practicing taking their station materials out of a basket and cleaning it up the proper way. There are many little teeny tiny steps that we as teachers, like, we might forget and not realize that our students, they need to be taught these things. And what I do inside of managing math stations is I actually teach, it's a 5-week process for slowly implementing math stations into your classroom. Week 1 really focuses on the routine and procedure side of it. And then each week, because you do get a 5-week lesson plan implementation guide. And so each week that grows a little bit more and more and giving students more and more responsibility. Then once we have our routines and procedures and we have that classroom management system in place, now it's time for us to craft the perfect mini lesson. One of the biggest struggles that I see teachers or that I come across with working with teachers trying to implement guided math is they way over plan. And that is because we are so used to whole group teaching, which there is nothing wrong with that and it's absolutely necessary. But in order for us to make time for stations and teaching at the small group table, we have to be able to craft that perfect mini lesson. And we need to be able to shorten our whole group instruction so that we have more time for targeted tiered instruction at the small group table. And that is another thing that I show you how to do inside of managing math stations. And then the final step, once we understand what guided math is and we create it and we fit it into our schedule and then we develop a classroom management plan, one of the final steps is learning how to differentiate your instruction. And that is the biggest part of why we as teachers, why we want to implement guided math to begin with, is because the guided math framework allows us to provide differentiated tiered instruction to our students at the small group table based on their needs. How do we do that? Well, one of the ways that we differentiate is by using data. And that is a big thing that teachers were skipping over that step, and we are not using the valuable data that we already have on our students. And that is such a big component of the guided math framework. That is another thing that I teach you inside the program. What I want to do now is I actually want to give you guys a sneak peek of what managing math stations looks like. Managing math stations is a professional development course. It is completely self-paced. It includes 5 video modules, and right now there are a total of 21 video lessons, but I will say I am constantly adding material to this program. With these lessons, I am walking you through everything step by step, from organization to differentiation and all the things. But the coolest part about this is that you also get all of the resources that you need to help get you started. The video trainings that you watch, the resources and activities that I show in those lessons, you are getting those as well so that you're not having to hunt down the materials that you are needing to get started and to implement. You're getting all the resources to help you get guided math up off the ground. What I want to do now is I am going to show you a sneak peek of what it looks like. When you join Managing Math Stations, you will receive a username and password to log into what I call the MMS portal. And MMS just stands for Managing Math Stations. You will get your login credentials. And depending on the level that you purchase, you may or may not see all of these things here. I have a lot more things in my account simply because I am an administrator on the account. But you will receive access to Managing Math Stations, and it will look just like this. And you can click on it, and it is going to open up the library of all of the training videos. You are going to see here that each module is broken up into sections, and there is also an introductory section. Inside the introductory section, you're going to get a welcome video, a workbook that you can use to take notes and to follow along the way throughout your progress throughout the course. And then one of my favorite things you get is this resource guide. Let me show you what that looks like. So you can click here and be a little patient with me. Mine's a little bit slower because I live in a rural area and I really don't have the best internet. You're gonna notice that if there is a video that goes along with what you click on, the video is actually going to appear here. If there's not a video, there will be a description, and then you can find the downloadable content over here on the right side of the screen under the Files section. Here, you can click on where it says MMS Resource Guide. And what I love about this is that if you scroll down, it is going to tell you all of the resources you get and the corresponding video that goes with it. And the reason why we created this is because we have had students in the past, they come back year after year and they are looking to rewatch something, or they need to re-download and reprint, and they can't find where that particular resource was. This resource guide is going to help you locate all of the resources that you receive in the program. You can see here, this is just kind of like an overview. You are going to get rule posters, you get a rotation board, you get voice level activities, a 5-week lesson plan guide, a guided math binder, manipulative labels, you're gonna get activities, and so much more. You have the name of the resource and then the corresponding lesson that it goes with. For example, if you are looking for the number of the day activity, you can find it in lesson 3.1. That means that it is located in module 3, lesson 1. And then as we add new resources to the program, we also update the resource guide as well. Let me come back here to our training portal. Let's just kind of go through this a little bit at a time. Module 1 is all about managing your math block and setting your classroom up for success. Inside Module 1, Lesson 1 is all about setting up your classroom. This is going to be where I help you create your schedule. You can click on the video and you're going to see here that the video or the training video that corresponds with the lesson that you clicked on, it will appear and you can just click play to watch it. Mine actually might not work because I'm streaming live.
Welcome to the
go.
first lesson in Managing Math Stations. Lesson 1 is going to be...
Then underneath each video, there will be a description. It might give you links to other things that I can recommend. And then over here, if there is downloadable content that corresponds with the video, you can find that under the Files section. And you can also download a transcript of the video recording as well. Inside Module 1, we break down setting up your classroom and creating a student-centered classroom, and we talk about what that really means. Then we walk through classroom management, and then in lesson 1.4, this is launching guided math. This is where you are going to get that 5-week lesson plan guide that I talked about that is going to tell you and show you exactly what you should be doing with your students each day as you're implementing guided math. Then in Module 2 is all about organization. You are going to receive a guided math binder, which is this Type B teacher's saving grace. It is how I organize all of my guided math lesson plans and my student data and so much more. There is a video to walk you through how to use it and how to set it up. And then in the files section, you can download your copy of your guided math binder to implement as well. Then we also talk about some other organization tricks, such as how to implement and store your math stations. And then I share something called math tubs that I use with my students. Once we get to Module 3, this is when we are getting into the instruction components of guided math. And I don't know why this picture is not showing up, but there should be one here. With Module 3, it's all about whole group instruction. First, our first video is talking about warm-ups. You can watch the quick video. Almost all of the videos, they're very short. Most are under 10 minutes, and I believe the longest video is around 20 minutes-ish, but for the most part, all of the videos are very short. And then you can click the video to watch.
Hey there, welcome to the first lesson in Module 3, where we're going to...
And then you can download the corresponding PDF to go with it. In Module 3, we talk about the advantages and challenges of whole group instruction. We talk about a mini lesson and how to create the perfect mini lesson in 20 minutes or less. There's actually a framework that goes into that, and then you get a bonus lesson plan template that goes along with it. And then we talk about independent practice and what those activities look like. Excuse me. Module 4, I don't know what is going on with my voice here. Okay, excuse me. Module 4 is when I say, this is when we get down to the nitty-gritty of things. This is where we really dive in to our small group instructions. First thing we talk about are the advantages and challenges, and then we talk about how to form our small groups. And one of the things that I love about this is that each of these lessons, they build upon each other. And so what I do is I actually provide you with a mock assessment. What that means is you're getting a set of fake data. And what we do in this video is we actually go through that data together. And we learn how to use that data to form our groups and how to identify our teaching points and then how to differentiate. And we talk about lots of things and lots of ways that you can use the data that I give you. And I show you a lot of common mistakes that teachers tend to make when they get started with using data. And so these 5 videos right here, they all build upon each other. In 4.2 is when you get that mock assessment, and I ask you, okay, based on this data that you were given, how would you organize your groups based on the data that you were given? Then in lesson 4.3, we take that same set of data and we use it to come up with our teaching points and we form a plan. Then in 4.4 and then in 4.5, we take that same set of data and we learn how to organize it, to create our small groups, and then we learn how to create a schedule for small groups. And this schedule, what I mean by this is you are going to learn that you're not going to see every single group every single day, and that is okay. You are really going to try to see your lower level groups every day, and then you are going to meet with the rest of your groups every other day. And I get lots of questions about this. And so inside this video, I walk you through what that setup looks like and what you should be teaching on the days that you only see groups every other day. And so this is when we really break all of that down. And then in module 6, in lesson 4.6, I talk about 𝗕𝗃𝐺𝗫 software, and they are a data assessment company that I have partnered up with. I actually created their second grade math and ELA assessments aligned with the Texas TEKS. And they provide an exclusive offer for Managing Math Station members only. This talks about their program and how you can use it in your classroom to help you gather data to form your small groups. And then in module 5, we talk about math stations, and I talk about the advantages and challenges and what you can expect with that. We go through several different example activities of what that might look like. Then we move into differentiation and student accountability and reflections, followed by a sample lesson of what the entire framework would look like from start to finish. And then our course wrap-up is a feedback form, and then it unlocks your professional development certificate, because with Managing Math Stations, you do get an 8-hour professional development certificate that you can submit to your administration for PD credit for the summer. So there you have it. There is our inside sneak peek. Now, with Managing Math Stations, you are also going to get several different bonus materials, and a lot of the bonuses I've kind of already showed you, walking you through some of the PDF and downloadable resources that you'll get. But one of the other things that you will receive or get access to is our alumni Facebook group. We currently have over 2,000 members in Managing Math Stations, and so you get access to our alumni Facebook group, where you not only get to come and hang out with me and ask me questions along your journey, but you get this community of other teachers as well. And we would love to have you guys join us for the MMS class of 2023. I only open up this enrollment. I only do it once a year. And so if you are interested and you want more information, all you need to do is go to managingmathstations.com. And from here, this is going to give you all of the details about the program. And if you scroll down, I do want to show you, we do provide we accept school purchase orders. On our site, if you scroll down,
Mama,
you are going to see...
Did you buy my purple backpack for me?
I have not bought your purple backpack yet. Can you wait just a minute and let Mommy finish our video? My youngest daughter, she is going into pre-K, and she is very excited to get her purple princess backpack. Okay, that made me lose my train of thought, but if you keep scrolling down, you are going to see that there is a section about school purchase orders. And what you can do is you can actually click, there is a link right here. It is going to open up a copy of a Google Doc for you. And this is a letter that's pre-typed up for you that you can send to your administration about joining Managing Math Stations. All the details you can find at managingmathstations.com. Currently, our enrollment has 2 payment options. You can get started today for just $80. What that means is that's going to be a payment plan option, where if you sign up today, your first payment will come out of your account today, and then your second payment would come out 1 month from today. Or you can pay in full and get a little bit of a discount. So with this offer, you're getting the Managing Math Stations course, all of the resources and bonuses to go with it. You're getting that 5-week launch guide, the offer from 𝗕𝗓𝐺𝐼 Software, our Facebook community, and you get an 8-hour professional development certificate. Head on over to managingmathstations.com. That's where all the details are. And if you have any questions for me at all about the program, I would be happy to help. Just leave me a comment and I will get back to you. I hope you guys have a great afternoon, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye.